go, well, it'll probably be a two-part because there's a lot of questions, and I guess we'll try to go into depth with them. So here we go. Oh, sorry.
I will not be dressing like this every vlog. I was coming from somewhere, so I'm a little dressed up. But no, I will normally be in my pajamas.
No, he takes this job very serious, which
No.
is why he dressed up like he's coming to work.
No, I was coming from happy birthday, Aunt Millie. I was coming from my aunt's 90th birthday party, which was slamming. So, you know, my family, everything was dope. So, that's all.
Was there a time one of you wanted to do something that the other didn't support or agree with? I don't think we ever...
Like a goal?
Anything, I guess.
I think we've always been, like, supportive of the things we want to do, even if it's strange, even like truck driving.
Yeah, I don't think we understand it.
Right. It's like, go for it, whatever. If that's what you want to do, go for it. So it's not anything where we clash, but I think we'll always be supportive, like, of the things. If you say you want to do it, but I think we do analyze, like, are you just
bored,
emotionally acting, or is it something you're really looking into doing? So it's something you really say, like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, well, go for it. Kind of like piano.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it eventually.
Yeah, I think it's just like, why not? Why not support it? It's not like you're, I mean, I think if it was something like it affected both of us, like, all right, I want to move to California or something like that, then that would be like, all right, pump your brakes. But we've never, I don't know, we've never really, with 3 kids, how do you keep the romance relationship fresh / young?
Me again?
I guess.
I don't know. I think like earlier, maybe like earlier with Ava, it was like a little difficult because it was something new. But I think now it's we just got it. Even, but I think the other thing that makes us a little different is our kids really don't get in the way because we actually don't mind our kids. Like even with like vacation, like taking Ava on vacation, it's like, you know, some people were saying like, oh no, you guys gotta make sure you spend that time together. It's like, I understand what people are saying, but I just don't, I'm not bothered by our kids ever being with us. It just doesn't bother me. So it's not necessarily hard, but you do have to keep it as a priority. You know, so it's like, of course we couldn't get out a lot having children, but it's like, when you saw the opportunity, it's like, yo, let's go out. And there's never no argument about that. There's never no question to it. If one says like, we need a date, it's like, all right, make it happen. You know what I mean? Like whatever you want to do, like let's do it. So
yeah, I think we play around a lot. We joke a lot. I think that, I guess, keeps it young, if that's like what the question means. I don't know. I just think that you just got to keep it going. And like he said, the kids don't really get in the way. It's just you work around it. And I think we run such a
tight ship.
Yeah, there's like you kind of squeeze everything into the schedule. Whether it's like sometimes he just wants to watch a movie or something, and it's like, all right, well, when they nap, we spend time together or whatever.
I guess because we're not really. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm outgoing, but I'm not like, oh, gotta go snowboarding or something like that. So it's like, even
and I also don't think we're at that point. Like,
but ordering like a pizza, it sounds simple and boring too, but
that's the type.
Yeah, for us, it's like, all right, cool, because one, raising children, you're tired, so it's like to be able to just kick back and relax, even on something small, even just enjoy silence. Like sometimes we'll put the kids to bed, but we'll sit at the table, have coffee, and just enjoy the silence. Like we won't talk, there's nothing really to say, but it's like, okay, finally the house is quiet. And I think we both can respect that, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, we're not really like outgoing people, so sometimes we just want to work hard, vacation, and that's when we really, really like let loose. But other than that, it's kind of like
we're uptight, boring grandpa and grandma.
Or play, trying to get to where we know we want to be ultimately, and that's kind of like always our main focus, where we're going ultimately.
How do you balance each other's individual goals at times that they may clash?
I think we just had a goal conversation, so it's actually not that hard. She has more goals than I have, I guess, for life, where me, I'm pretty simple. I think we just had a conversation not too long ago. I was like, you know, I don't really have many goals, and like all my goals are small things. So I want a motorcycle. Oh, I want this. But if you ever ask me what I thought I would do in life for goals, like I said, I've always said, I don't know, I just always saw myself working hard, taking care of my family, and that's kind of what I do. So that kind of is my goal in life. I just want to be a dad that can protect, provide, and everything like that. So other than that, my goals are pretty simple. It's her goals that, you know, we really try to bring it into fruition. So
I don't think they clash. But I think some of my goals might
carry more of a burden.
Yeah, but not only that, but I think it also, like, when do you completely focus on that goal? So I don't think it ever clashes, because I don't know, I think ultimately we think family first and then like add on to it. But I think overall every goal that I've had up until now, we've accomplished them.
That's true.
So, I think now we're working on like, all right, well, we accomplished everything we wanted up until this point, but I haven't thought further. Like, I didn't realize it would happen so fast, basically. So I think now we're at a point where it's like, all right, what do we do next to get to the next level where we want to be, basically?
In a sense of clashing, it's like kind of like real estate, or kind of like whatever your vision with real estate.
Right.
Like I told you before, I guess clashing would be me like being more protected financially. Like, oh, how much that's gonna cost a month, or like, what are you trying to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, how much that's gonna be? Whereas like eventually I'm like, okay, I can't let me always thinking bills and stuff like that stop you from doing what you need to do to, you know, make your dream happen or make your vision happen. So that's why I told you not too long ago, it's like, all right, don't just do what you gotta do. Don't
I just told him to keep his negative energy.
Don't bring your stuff to me, because I'll always say something. Not saying I say you can't do it or don't do it, but it'll never be the right time. It's like, oh, like not now. We gotta wait till we save this up or pay this off or something like that. Where it's like, but I think we taking risks. There's never a perfect time to take a risk, you know, for business, a business venture, or anything like that. I think you do just gotta leap. You gotta go for it. So
yeah, I think this last year has kind of taught me, I think everything I wanted to do was always like fearful financially or family wise, like time wise, like not being able to be as present for my kids or spending more time with clients or whatever the case may be. So I would try to do like when they're napping or whatever. When I think 2018 taught me that I am present if I was to do all that 90% of the time, and that 10% wouldn't really make a difference or hurt them, I should say. So I think it just taught me like any risk you take, you don't lose, you walk away with a lesson. So the next time you take a risk, now you kind of like, all right, well, I learned something from it. So I think I just got rid of the whole fear of risk, like all that stuff. Is just like whatever you do, it's gonna pay off eventually, as long as you stay consistent and, you know, keep trying at it. So yeah, so we don't really clash with that. How has Kurt's job affected you guys? You go first. I have a good one for this.
I was just talking about this at Aunt Millie's birthday. I was talking about Marty, and I was like, I never hear none of my, even though I got girls, like, none of my kids said they want to be truck drivers. I'd snap on them. You better not be no goddamn truck driver, like, you know, because it's like I see how it's affected my life, because it's the matter of, one, how long you work. Like, you literally lose so much time into a job. It's not an 8-hour job. It's not a 10-hour job. A lot of times it's not even a 12-hour job. A lot of times you're talking about 14, 16 hours at work. So in the long run, I'm gonna think about how much time I done lost, like home. But it's a job where you get in it, you begin to make so much money. It's kind of hard to get out. So it's like once you become a truck driver, and then you start living not beyond your wages, actually what your wages are kind of bringing in. Because think about, I became a truck driver, boom, we get a new car, boom, right. I want a motorcycle, boom, we start traveling.
Well, yeah, more money, more room.
Yeah, so so you know, we start doing all these things, and it's like, okay, so now this is the life we're accustomed to, and now it's like, if I want to try something else, like how the heck do I do it without being a trucker. So it's like I'm established in truck driving. It's my main source of provision, or main source of provision or whatever. So I don't know. That's the most part. I mean, I miss one of my. Well, now I'm local. Before I was over the road, so even missing one of the kids being born, it was like, dang, like this job is just never ending with the issues of time. So that's the main thing. But other than that, I think trucking is a great job, especially with a single man. Like, you have a family, be a great job for any individual looking to change their life. They call it $1 million CDL because you can go anywhere with it. You can go wherever there's trucks, any state, anything like that. So it comes with its perks. But for us, I think it's definitely been a blessing. But at the same time, it's been a curse in some ways. So
mine's gonna sound completely different.
What about how? Yeah, I mean, of course, from your standpoint.
I think, well, not even the job part. I think, well, when I read the question initially, I thought about when you went over the road.
Right.
And for the time that you were over the road, I recently just kind of thought about this. I think it was probably one of the best things that happened for our relationship because it had to, like, the communication had to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think another thing is, which is very important, I think it made us stronger individually.
Right.
Like you had to find yourself as an individual. I think you were home, just on the weekends or something like that?
Not my first job. I came home.
Or every other, like something like that.
Yeah, that was hard. Like my very first job, I remember I went home. I mean, we went out for, I think I was away for that was the first time I've been away like 33 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't home. So that was the longest I've ever not been home. And then from there, I think the longest I was out was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3.5 weeks or something one time. But most times I was home like every other weekend. And then I got the Northeast Regional position that got me home every weekend. And then I went back over the road. That was mainly getting us home every weekend. But sometimes it was like, no, sometimes it was, we had to roll. So that's the other thing is like, so like back to my standpoint is like, you just never know when you're going to be home. You never know how long you're going to be home.
I don't know. I find these questions weird because I don't think any of it is really, I guess I'm expecting like a negative response.
I mean,
so nothing really affected, at least I don't think it affected us in any like.
I think, like you said, definitely emotionally. I'll never forget that one time I was about to leave and then kind of had a breakdown. Like,
oh well, that's from your point, yeah.
I just don't want to do it no more. But then it's like you get into it
to get out of something else, and then
now it's like I'm in it, because like we need it as a family. Like I have to maintain work, you have to maintain work. This is the work I'm established in.
Right.
Even though there is something out there that I do want to try again, I'm not giving up on it. It's just not right now. So it just makes it a little difficult, I guess. But yeah, right now I'm an established truck driver. I can't really just change it. So like I said, it takes up so much time even to try different things, go to the gym, be here. Look how many times y'all up the mountains and I'm at work or something like that. So just time and what you got to do to stay at the top of trucking. I think that's the big difference too. Is like, my hustle not like everybody else hustle.
Right.
Only person I don't even know about hustle like Uncle Stir. He got a lot more stuff on his plate probably than I do. But that's where I learned to hustle. Looking at him is like any job you go to, you could be average, you could be a little above average, then you just be like I don't know, Big Dog said it. So it's like any job I go to, I'm a hustle more than the other. Like so it's like, yeah, between my hustle and then the job already being long already. I don't know. That's always been my thing with trucking. I think it's a great job. I think if we made more money in 8 hours or even 10 hours would be great. But when you're talking 12, 14, 16 hours a day, it's like all you could do is work and sleep.
What examples do you hope your marriage sets for your children? I think just love, sacrifices, family oriented, like for them to know that this is the norm and not to judge anyone, but just this is what we would want for them. Yeah.
Read what was it?
What examples do you hope your marriage sets for your children?
I mean, definitely love. Like, I don't know, our marriage our marriage. One is just physically looking at our marriage. If you didn't know, it's just you already know it's different. We're two different races, everything. So it's like you already know it's different. So it's like for our children, it's like they're already going to see a different in their, something different in their household from the rip. But that does fall under love for me, because it's like, in a way, you love who you want to love. I can't think how to word it. Yeah, basically just love.
Married for love, basically, is what you're trying to say.
Married for love and happiness.
Yeah.
I think we said that we're in love, we're happy. I think our kids will realize how we put them first in our marriage. We put each other first, but how we put them
together put them first.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So I think they'll see that, and I hope they definitely take that with them when they consider marriage. Like, to put your spouse first, and then ultimately, you definitely want to put your children first. You want your children to be your priority, and it's like, I just hope they see that and acknowledge like how much we go out the way, how much we really, really put them in the center of our whole marriage. It's something we created, or something we were blessed with.
What was one of the most difficult times of your relationship, and how did you guys get through it?
So
Oh, you went to training.
What?
That's when you went to training.
Was I in training?
Yeah.
No. So it would be when I was in Tennessee. I think it was like the first time we found out we was pregnant. And then I was in a hotel and you called me and you said, I can't remember what you said. You said you had a miscarriage. I don't know how you worded it, but I was like, I had just told my mom not too long ago. My mom was happy. And then I just remember getting off the phone, crying on the phone with my mom. But that's how I met. I don't know if you Meadow, yeah. So that's how Meadow was the HR at the job that I was going to. And at first I was staying in a hotel, and then when she heard about what happened, she told me to come to her house, and she like just took care of me. Like she made sure my mom wasn't like on that. She made sure everything was just straight. Like we played spades. They cooked, like, made hamburgers. That was like basically how I got a family out there. And it's like I really did. I'll never forget that. And that's why I always appreciate it. And that's why we're like so cool. We're cool now. We stay in touch even though we don't see each other much. But I just thought that was like a great, genuine act of kindness, where it's like somebody was going through something. You didn't know me like super, super well, but she opened up her house and allowed me to, come in and stay. And then it was like until I could. And then it was like crazy because it's like it's not like I just flew back home. Like I could have just got up and left that day. But I can't remember what happened. It wasn't really like nothing I could do. I just got the job.
Yeah.
I can't remember how we decided that I would just continue or whatever, but I think that was like a difficult time.
I can't think of a difficult time. What was the most challenging part of your marriage and the most rewarding? So for me, I think the most challenging was when he came back off the road. I think you were on the road for what, 3 years, I think. Yeah, 3 years. I was 3. And it was like, okay, we have this whole structure thing going on, and then now it's like an extra person, where he was home on the weekends, but now it's like, all right, like, how do we kind of fit you back into this? And even with Ava, like, we had to kind of like, I don't know, she had to get, I guess, used to
me being home every day.
Yeah, it was.
I guess I guess not discipline, but that.
Yeah, just
almost
overall.
like you think I'm mean, or it's like, nah, I'm just your dad, and it's like I know I wasn't here like all the time, and it was like my position, I guess, my position being around more. Now it's like this new role in the house where it's like, okay, because like I was literally watching them grow up on FaceTime, and it was like, dang. So
I think that was the most challenging for me.